Of Ian as a Weirdo. Yes, I'm doing 2 lives in one day. I'm exhausted. I'm just doing whatever I can to stay awake. I have a 2 p.m. doctor's appointment, and I just need to stay awake. So I shared a video on Army of Weirdos, which if you're not if you're not in Army of Weirdos and you have a Facebook, you can just search Army of Weirdos. It's in the description below. And it was someone using a knitting machine to make bulkier yarn using just regular 4-weight or 3-weight yarn. And it really inspired me because I got this yarn. I have 3 different colors and I only have 1 skein of each, and they go together really well. I have like a blush pink, this gray, and then I have like a army green. And so it is knit, and when you stretch it out, it's like that, but it's more for like hand knitting and stuff like that. And I really liked it, but I got it from AC Moore. This is Nicole Stitch Studio by Nicole Supreme. And this is when they were going out of business, so these were like basically free. And I was super excited, but I was newer in my crochet journey. I still don't know how to know how much yarn I'm going to be using, but then I was even worse. So it was like 3 balls of yarn, that should be fine. Nope, can't really make much out of that. I could probably make a throw pillow if I really wanted to, but not today. So I have 2 full cones of this brown sparkly yarn. It's very scratchy. It's not very comfortable. The other one is somewhere around here, and I started making a Lost Souls shawl with it, and it just it just is so scratchy. Like no one would ever want to wear it, even if it's beautiful. So I was like, well, maybe this is a good yarn to try this out. Also, I got this at a thrift store, so I don't really know how much is in there. And then I have probably half a cone of gold with gold sparkle. So I'm going to throw this on the knitting machine and just kind of see what happens. And then I'll find the other one and start frogging the work that I did. Frogging the work I did previously, because that doesn't matter. So I'm going to do 5 stitches wide, which is what the person who did the tutorial did. If you want to learn how to do panel mode, I give some tips in the videos that I've been making on my other channel, which is also in the description below. But I'm not an expert by any means. I just have a way that works for me that I found when I was trying to learn how to do panel mode. I wasn't really getting it right, and I found a method that works better for me. So, also, I don't usually put it into the panel setting. I usually just use it on the circular setting, so I don't feel as limited about with, what's going on. So I'm just going to do 5 stitches back and forth for like 100 hours until I use up this cone. It's very pretty yarn. I wish it wasn't so scratchy, but when I saw it, I knew I had to have it because I was like, this is going to be good for something. What? I don't know. So maybe in like tube form, or in panel form, it'll be a little bit more fun to use. I definitely think this weight of yarn is more suited towards like hand knit, hand crocheted items rather than using a rather than using a hook because it's just so chunky, it can really start to hurt your hands. So hopefully this works. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to go cry in a corner and we're going to forget that this ever happened. I've been having a lot of fun with my knitting machine lately. Ever since I unlocked the panel hack, I feel like I know how to use it a lot more and I understand what it's doing a lot more. I still have so much to learn. There's still so much I can't do on the knitting machine, but it's a process, and I feel like unlocking the panel, the secrets of the panel, is definitely a sign of positive growth here. So I have a little bit, and I think it's really cool looking like this, and I think that once it starts to curl a bit, it'll be, like, it's already feeling like a little bit better tactilely, so cool. So just go back and forth forever. We're not counting rows or anything. We're just trying to use up this yarn. Now, I forget the exact term, Crystal, or Hook That Yarn, as she is on YouTube. Also, I think that's her Facebook name. Suggested that I make this and sell it. I don't know if that's going to be in my future, but if you were ever interested in something like this, please let me know, because, I mean, the reality is that I'm less likely to use something like this. So I'd love to share it with people who could actually get some good use out of it and make something beautiful. Now, this yarn isn't going through my machine super smoothly. It's not like breaking my machine or anything, but it's definitely not the slide that I'm used to getting this yarn in this machine. So it's a little clunky, but it's definitely not like hurting my machine or anything. I did have to go and pick the most annoying yarn to go through my machine, but just what it is, you know? Now, if you do use panel mode, and like the only time I use panel mode is if I'm going to use the entire length that I can get in panel mode. Otherwise, it's just kind of annoying. And then on the Centro, when you're in panel mode, you can only go 2 past. If you do the whole thing, you can only go 2 past the stitch that you want to end on, and I find that I like to go 3 past because it helps secure the yarn under that little notch that you need to create the sides of the panel. So I like the Addy a little bit better for that, or just not using panel mode at all, because then I don't have to worry about, you know, trying to like tug my machine into a place where it doesn't want to be. So you can kind of hear my machine kind of clunking around because that metallic just doesn't slide through that easily, unfortunately. But I do think this is going to create a beautiful yarn texture, and I'm very excited for that. I'm so tired. Hold on one second. I'm going to mute.